Gankaku begins with the hands coming back to here. Obviously that kata is also known as Shinto, and many things that it could be. One of the things that people like to do with it is block punches, and we think to ourselves, well, what's going on there? So if we have a left lead coming into the face here, and I block it to here, that would put me on the right place to be for landing something and being outside the range of his other hand momentarily. But you've got to ask yourself whether that's the most efficient use of your hands. Wouldn't we automatically be 1-2, and then this hand would be moving on to doing something else? And you might be right, except that that hand comes down over here next. So if we've seen that we come off to here and then we lock this over this way, as long as those things are following, that gives you a pretty good reason for having those two hands tied up on one limb. But we also like to present a different application, don't we? So, where we like to use it is that when we see this shape, we always think to ourselves, what are the surfaces of this shape? Could be the surface here. Some people see a kind of descending hammer fist coming down. We're going to stop it like this. That's one thing, but the arms are made to fold, so mechanically that might not be your best option. Then we think to ourselves, well, there are other surfaces here. And we've seen some people demonstrate that they're going to kind of attack with two hands at the same time. But that's got its limitations too, hasn't it? Because this hand, after all, is now trapped by my own hand here. So that's not so clever either. But we've also got, why don't we use that logic about trapping our own hand for our benefit? So if I were to have the big right hook, because that's common, and I slide out of there and put this in here, and then I trap my own hand this way, then that gives me this pulling in and down and turns it into a tool. What do we mean by this hand being used to trap? If he reached back and tried to pull the hands away, he can only pull the hand that's furthest out, the one that's not actually doing the job. While this one that's doing the job of attacking his neck, pulling him into a hold at the shoulder, that one keeps on doing its job even if this one gets pulled away. So that's why that's a useful kind of clinch. What we're doing, we're rocking backwards as it happens, and to do that, we're pulling someone directly onto us. So one more time so that you can see, we're into here, we pass that over there, and then we drag this in and down.